The biggest issue with 9/11, aside from it happening, is
I mean, like, that's kind of the main issue right
is the
there.
post commentary surrounding was it real? Was it a staged explosion? Was it an actual terrorist attack? Okay. I'm not about to make a stance on which one I think it was because legitimately I don't know. But there is an argument that flies around the internet that is I see it almost more than any other argument, and it is the dumbest argument.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
That one.
I fucking can't stand that one. It's 300 tons.
Have we talked about this before?
Oh God, I wish we had, because
you just have it too, you know.
I hate it too, because I believe it or not, at a certain point I worked on aircraft, and
so you're sort of an expert at this topic.
I mean, I wouldn't say an expert, but I'm pretty knowledgeable on the topic. I'll give you that. I mean, I'm not an expert on shit. Like, for the people at home, I don't know shit about dick, but
I don't know if you still have the lighter, but
oh yeah,
there's you know. So you don't know shit about dick, but you know shit about phallic shaped flying objects. Is that correct?
If it's phallic, it flies. That's why we have rounded edges on our bombs and our missiles. That's why none of them come in squares. But that's not the point. The point being is 300,000 tons of metal. Basically, 14 Hummers hitting the middle of a building that was never meant to take that. Is gonna...
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you have the same common sense conclusion I have. Which is, what the fuck does the fuel have to do with the building and the beams? When you have a literal impact of a heavy-ass object with metal on it, hitting another item with metal...
which has never been constructed to take such a blow.
What does the fuel have to do with it? What's fuel got to do?
It's got everything to do with it. See, what they don't want you to know is that it's a special mixture of fuel from the underground mole people.
Yeah. The reptilians that also live underground engineered this particular fuel for this terrorist attack.
Yeah, it's not JP8, it's JP12, which the government actually technically doesn't know about. It was technically not a airplane, but a spacecraft. I mean, it's all very technical. It's all very technical.
What is the differential between a spacecraft and an aircraft?
Well, one goes in the air and one goes into space. I mean, it's a highly technical system, really. I mean...
Well, you say that, but I'm not so sure.
Well, I mean, strictly speaking, can we go ahead and launch aircraft into space? Yes. Is it going to come back? Probably not.
Yeah.
If it's made by Boeing, which, please, Boeing, don't kill me. Like, man, I'm playing with powers right up there with Hillary. What the? You're a fan of it.
Well, go on, because I have something to say about Boeing.
Well, I mean, like, anyway, if you take a Boeing up into the stratosphere, it's coming down faster than it went up.
So, for the past year, the most dangerous job you could have is being a Boeing whistleblower. I mean, it's got 100% lethality rate.
Yeah, it's right up there with being an anti-Clinton establishment, yeah.
And so Boeing has had many, many issues, and I love to poke fun at the issues. Of course, I've flown, semi-often, and I'm always scared I'll be a victim of a Boeing plane. But...
Well, I mean, you have first class every time you fly, so, like, your chances are very minimal.
Yeah, true.
They're going after peasants.
But when the Boeings go down, they actually go down bottom first, so that the people in first class just politely exit the pod they're in. It's a whole different structure.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, actually, it breaks off in 3 different places. First, it goes cargo, then it goes second class, and then it goes first. Like, and the parachute deploys by the first.
More recently. So when a company gets flagged, people are just itching for that next hit, like next fuck up. And so recently, there was a deal made years ago with NASA and Boeing where they would co-engineer spacecraft.
And that's how we got SpaceX.
No. But recently, the first ship that they had co-made, it's called Starliner. and it went up, I want to say a month or 2 months ago. And what happened was it actually malfunctioned on the way up.
The Millionaire's air submarine didn't work. I'm surprised.
And there was a helium leak. Apparently, helium's part of spacecraft, but there was a helium leak that was known and present before it took off. So they knew a leak existed on this spacecraft before it launched. And the engineers at Boeing said, yeah, there's a leak, but, based on how much we see, coming out, it shouldn't be an issue. And so they sent these pilots off with a known, faulty component of the spacecraft. And would you believe it? On the way up, more leaks developed.
No, not
Like,
after the first one we
It
heard
didn't
about.
just like sit with the one. It actually opened up more leaks.
I guarantee you, their engineers used Skibbity D on that. They just weren't as bussin'. They said no cap, we can't fly, and they were like, "What cap?"
So the funny part about it is, of course, it's Boeing, but I mean, it's funny for many reasons. But one of the reasons is they did make it. Like they made it to the International Space Station, but they can't leave. They don't have a way to leave. And so for the past 2 months, NASA and Boeing have been running this PR campaign where they continually are giving us updates saying when these astronauts are going to get to come home. Because, other people are up there and they're sending other things up there to fix it. And what's happened is initially the news was positive, positive, positive. It wasn't that bad. They actually can come home at any time now.
Yeah,
They're
I
just
mean, it's minor and inconvenient.
yeah, it's minor. They're just there for what they had to be there for an extended stay.
Yeah, I mean, like they just like
And
the look of the sun. That's what it is.
it's slowly developed to where, the most current update is we don't know when they're coming home. It's now indefinite.
And I'll tell you the reason why on that. Somebody got into a fight with their girl
With
on the
Hillary
way.
Clinton.
Oh God! And they were just like, "Nah, we gotta extend this. We can't do that. I will give you all the money in my bank account if I can stay up here." Okay, well, we'll send like rations and all that. I just hope you're good with pooping in your suit. Which, by the way, that's a horrible thought. Could you imagine, like, you're an alien species, you pull up to the International Space Station, and all you just see is like turds floating out in space. Just, uh,
So they say astronauts come back 2 seconds younger than when they left.
Man, at that point, Neil Armstrong's got to be like 500 years old. He spent so much time up there.
He didn't spend that much time.
It was like it had to be more than a day because like ain't nobody talking shit about the guy that stayed for a day. I mean, Louis Armstrong didn't even get a day.
I mean, his name's Louis. I mean, what do you expect? We got the Louisville Slugger. We don't got the Louisville Astronaut.
Could you imagine? I see skies of blue, clouds of white.
He gets on the moon, hits a ball. Dude hits a ball. It goes flying out of the atmosphere. That's one small swing for man. One giant swing for mankind. Meanwhile, back on Earth, some random dude like going to clock into his 9 to 5 gets beamed, but
just
a
gone.
baseball going 900 miles an hour.
Man, no one would believe the reason why you call out of work for that. Ain't nobody gonna.
Well, that's true. But one thing's for sure. Your manager's going to be calling asking why aren't you in?
Oh, why are you late? I got hit in the head by a meteorite shaped like America's greatest pastime.
Yeah.